is going on, everyone, and welcome to Kart 6T3. My name is Ben. Thank you very much for stopping by. Real quick, if you didn't mind hitting a like on the video, possibly subscribe to the channel. If you are new here, that would be fantastic. Can you tell that I moved my camera? So I was getting some shots for the last video, and I moved my tripod thing up. I thought, well, will this change the look of the channel? Will it change the look of how I don't know. I thought I'd try it and see how it goes, and if I don't like it, next video I'll just put it back to where it was. But I was going through the list of requested videos by subscribers, or at least people who watch the channel. You know, I don't know if you're a subscriber or not. I probably could check, but that would take effort. I don't want to do that. I got much more important things to do, like getting my kart ready for this Saturday. Anyway, and they were asking about a neutral kart. Now, I believe the question was, how do you get a kart back to neutral? And that is tough for me to say because every manufacturer is different. But what I can do is I can kind of explain to you what a neutral kart feels like. Okay, if you have never heard the reference, a neutral kart, dead even, neutral, right down the center. It's neither loose nor tight. It does everything perfectly. But I will say that a neutral kart is not always the fastest. It may get into the corner okay. It may rotate the center fine. It may get off the turn okay. It may go down the straightaway perfectly fine, and that, you know, more about roll speed and what engine package you have on there, you know, what kind of horsepower your provider or your engine is providing you. But a neutral kart can be slow because it's not doing anything in particular really well. So some tracks, and it really depends on what track you're talking about, some tracks really do require a very tight kart. I hate driving a tight kart. Tight kart, go into it, it just doesn't want to turn. And it may not be every aspect of the turn. You may have a neutral kart in and through the center, everything's fine, but then as you get back to the throttle, there's your push, there's your tightness, or, you know, and maybe not even a push. You know, there's a difference between tight and a push. A push I consider just you're crossed up and you're headed to the wall and there's nothing you can do. That's a major push. A tight condition is it's heading towards the wall, but it's got fantastic grip. So you kind of have to meter, you know, whether or not that is a good or bad thing. And a lot of tracks need a tight kart. They just plainly do. You're not going to make a lot of speed if you're, you know, more in that neutral position on the chassis. On the other hand, you know, loose is fast when your rear end is stepping on you. Stepping on you?
Stepping on you. Stepping on you?
I create a new word? Stepping out on you. Oh, okay. When your rear end is stepping out on you and, you know, you're having a hard time getting back to the gas, sometimes loose is fast. You are free. The kart is not bound down. It is not hunkered down into the track to where it's bogging down the motor. It's killing quarter speed, stuff like that. I prefer a freer chassis. I like something that goes in light, it turns in light, it rotates through the center. Maybe there's a bit of bite when I get back to the throttle, but then it's nice and free coming off the corner to where I have to meter how much, you know, I use I know it's a use your right foot to meter how much horsepower you're using coming off the corner, but I find a freer chassis to be faster. That bound up stuff, it's fantastic grip, and like I said, it does work on some tracks, but I always try and tend to go looser if I possibly can. So if you're loose or tight, you know, if you need to get back to neutral, you know, without knowing your tire situation, without knowing your track conditions, without, you know, knowing, there are so many variables that could be making your kart tight, loose, you know, this or that. What I say is make an adjustment. I know that you don't want to make too big of a swing at whatever you're doing because it may take you out of the race. But sometimes you may want to sacrifice one race to know what that will do to your cart in that type of situation. Maybe maybe you have a super tight condition and with a newer chassis, and I would suggest that if it's tight, put cross into the cart to get off the right rear. That should free the cart in. Make a big swing at it. Take 3-4 washers, maybe 5 washers. Take a huge swing at it and see what it does. See if cross is your issue or is it a tire issue. The only way to do it, you can do it minutely and maybe it'll make a little bit of difference. All right, well, I was plowing tight before, now I'm just slightly tight, and now to go more next time. But if you take a bigger swing at it, if you're that tight, you may have a bigger chance of getting back to neutral quicker. Maybe this is in a practice session. Maybe it's in a heat race or something like that where you want to take that big swing and then come off the track and be like, awesome, that was great. That is definitely a step in the right direction. Or whoa. Well, too far, man. Don't do that. Use practice. Use the heats for these things. Maybe, like I said, if you want to sacrifice a feature, it's just, you don't have a winning cart unless you do something drastic. There's no sense in, what's the definition of insanity? Is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Well, if you don't make a change, if you don't try and change that tight cart, that loose cart, back to a neutral cart, or, make that change to where your cart's going to do something other than what it's been doing, it's kind of insane. You can't always expect the track to come to you. Now, I have made quite a bit of my racing career with, I don't know what else to call it other than that, is trying to adjust for the feature, hoping that the track comes to me a bit. And I've misjudged a ton. I mean, I've lost more races than I've won by a long shot. And sometimes it's because of just that. I take a swing at something, I went the wrong way, I didn't make a big of enough adjustment, something like that, and it has gotten away from me. But it goes here. It goes into your notebook. You remember what happened. What happened when I moved 3-4 washers across there? Did that make it, undrivably loose that time? Well, not to do that. Only go 1, only go 2. Maybe it's something to do with your tires. Maybe it's a stagger thing. Oh, that was way too much stagger. You took a swing at it and you put another 1/4 inch of stagger in your rear to help it through the center, but it hurt your straightaway. The only way to get back to a neutral type cart is by taking swings at things. There's no general rule of what makes a neutral cart. Maybe back in I think in my memory here, I remember somebody telling me 57 left, 57 cross, 57 nose was neutral. Now, 57 nose is a lot. Now, that has got to be wrong. So maybe 57 cross, 57 left, but that was on like an 04 chassis. So that may not be neutral anymore. And there's so many variables between tires and preps and setups and tracks and all that stuff for me to just generally come on here and be like, this is what you should do to your cart. I'm just here to kind of point you in the right direction, give you an idea, try this, try that. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, but you will learn for next time. If you're looking to get to a neutral status on your cart, you're gonna have to just move stuff. I can't willy-nilly tell you something and, oh, that's how you get back to neutral. It's not the way it works. You need to move that forward, but what you're looking for is good turn in, good through the center, and good off. Then you can decide whether or not you are willing to give up some of that neutralness for bite or for freeness to get off the corner better, to carry more corner speed, things like that. So there you go, guys. Sometimes these videos are not going to be hard evidence to where I can, show you on a car, hey, this is that. It's kind of a mindset. It's kind of something you're just going to have to learn for yourself. But like I said, I'm here to help. You got any questions about this? I try and point everybody in the right direction. I will never knowingly tell you false information. Say knowingly, because I'm wrong. I'm human. I don't know if you know that about me, but humans are wrong often. and I can be wrong about it, but I will do my best, especially the new people. I get you guys reach out to me all the time, and it's fantastic. I do what I can to answer your questions, to try and point you in the right direction always. So, all right, thank you very much, everyone, for stopping by. And this is I hope this came out all right, because I don't mind looking up a little bit instead of forward. I don't know. It doesn't matter to you as long as it looks all right, but it matters to me that I feel like when I'm, maybe I'm peacocking a little, prepping up my chest and looking for I don't know. All right, guys, this is ridiculous. I'm going to go inside and get behind a fan because it's a little muggy today. New York, muggy. Imagine that. Weird. Okay, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Later.